Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot and Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards and Matters of the Heart, which is a perfect Valentine's present, by the way, if you want to understand yourself and others fearlessly in relationship readings. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So yesterday on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to ask your intuition, which animal's really calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the dolphin, the elephant, and the panther. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your mind. It doesn't have to be your favorite animal. It just has to be the one that you're attracted to this week. So for those of you who picked the dolphin spirit, this card says this and that are true. And for me, dolphin is one of the most intelligent animals. And it can tell you that it's important for you maybe to have 2 thoughts in your head that conflict with one another at the same time, to be intelligent enough to do that. And the dolphin can also just indicate that this is a time to use your intelligence to reconcile those opposites or those things that seem a bit frustrated at this time in your life. The first card for dolphin is where we're going to place our focus this next week, and we get the powerful Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is a master at transforming the energy from feeling victimized by what's happening to you, because let's face it, sometimes in life, things that are unfair are going on and we're dealing with it. But she transforms that energy into being victorious. She takes control. She doesn't make excuses. She doesn't whine about it. The Queen of Swords is very focused on her goal. She's also very independent. A lot of decks will usually depict her with one solitary bird flying above her head, as you can see in this Pagan Otherworlds tarot deck. And that solitary bird can represent independence or independent action. So instead of waiting for the go-ahead from someone else or waiting for permission to take your best step towards your best life, Queen of Swords is saying it's time to take the initiative. It's time to take control. And also Queen of Swords can tell us that we don't need to be afraid of our own power. We don't need to put ourselves into a little box just to make other people comfortable. Sometimes it's important to take a stand in what you believe. The next card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom this next week, and we actually get the Lover's card. And I kind of get this sense it's like for harmony to occur between you and others, there does need to be a sense of control or power that you're asserting in your own right. The Lovers is all about reconciling opposites. And also, the Lovers is about inner harmony, balancing out the different parts of yourself that might be in conflict right now by making an agreement. But I feel like there's a couple things that are going on here, just like the Dolphin card says, this and that are true. Whereas the Queen of Swords really says it's important for you to rely on your independence and your own personal strength and to take charge right now. The Lovers is also saying, yeah, but sometimes you do need to work with others. Sometimes compromise is needed. Sometimes we need to bring harmony through those things. And so being intelligent enough this next week to know the difference and also know when to use each archetype is going to be so golden for you. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you this next week is Hephaestus. And the card says work on it. So maybe this conflict can be coming up at work or concerning your work. Maybe you're needing both approaches, that sense of control, but also that sense of cooperation in order to make your work successful. But Hephaestus is also just saying, get to work on that thing that's not only going to restore personal power, but also restore balance and harmony within yourself and with others. Next, we got the elephant spirit, and this card says, learn from the past. And there's that old saying, the elephant never forgets. The elephant could be coming up this week if you're attracted to it because there's an important lesson in your own past that you're needing to remember. Some of us, we're all so focused on the future. It's like, what am I going to be? Where am I going next? That sometimes we don't really look back at the wisdom we've gained from the past. We don't even value that person that we once were. A lot of us have a lot of judgments about that past self. And I think the elephant is telling you that you're needing to look at the things that you need to honor in your past as well. And even those challenges, failures, disappointments, those are the things that really probably have taught you the most, and that required great courage to attempt. First card for Elephant is where it's best to place your focus, and we get that beautiful star card. I love this Pagan Otherworlds tarot, by the way. I'll leave a link to the Usi Studios, I think it's called, where I got the deck, but it's beautiful. But the star card is just a card of hope. It appears in the major arcana after some of the most challenging cards. And the star could be coming up for you to say that there's always hope when you are looking upon your life, upon your situation, and upon yourself with the transcendent wisdom of the stars. A sense of distance pervades the star card. There is a sense like you're taking a step back and you're really recalibrating your situation, not with this judgment, but with this understanding that this all flows together. This is also important. I think for Elephant this next week, doing some spirit work would be so helpful for you, and also just gaining the wisdom from the past by really accessing it, remembering who you are. Next, we have the advice from your inner wisdom this next week, and we have the Six of Wands, which is for me a card of excellence. The Six of Wands can indicate that it's time to shine. It's time to bring forth what makes you excellent, what makes you best. What you need to do is stop worrying about what other people are doing or how they've achieved it. And instead, you need to just be excellent in you, because the cream always rises to the top. And when you are coming to your life from that transcendent, non-judgmental, loving space of the star, wonderful things start to emerge within you, and people can perceive it within your words, within your eyes. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help you, and we get Dionysus. He is the god of ecstatic freedom. He's the god of wine, but he's also a bit of a rebellious god. He kind of goes his own road, finds his way to Mount Olympus in his own path, or on his own path. And so Dionysus can indicate that your road is unique to you. You might need to break some rules this next week, but also your path in front of you is going to be guided from the journey you've already been on. Learn from the past. Remember who you are. Remember what makes you excellent, and embody that this next week. And then finally, we have the Panther spirit, and this card says, reclaim your power. And Panther, especially the Black Panther, is often associated with the shadow, the part of ourselves that we might be afraid to access or to look at. And yet, when we can look at our shadow honestly, we can also access great power. And so there is a sense of, with the shadow of the Panther, that it's time to embrace the thing that's making you uncomfortable internally. You know, a lot of people are told, look within, and the answer's there. And the first thing we're confronted with when we look within is our fear, or an anxiety, or a sense of judgment, or something we don't really like to see. And the Panther is inviting you deeper into the shadow, beyond that tension and that fear, to that wise inner knowing. First card for the Panther is where it's best to place your focus, and appropriately, we got the Nine of Swords, which is often called the shadow card in the tarot. It can indicate facing or confronting shadows. And on this deck, it's very interesting. We have that swan that's shackled or chained. Now, that's an ancient medieval symbol for loyalty, but the swan that's also shackled and chained, for me, at least intuitively, what I'm picking up from it, is swan is a symbol of transformation, from ugly duckling to swan. And yet the chain is on the swan's neck. There's a sense of trying to halt the transformation, fight the transformation, fight the shadow, not look at the uncomfortable ending. And yet, by doing that, you're going to allow yourself to move forward freely. I think you need to unchain the grace within you, the thing that can weather all storms, the thing that is stoic and noble, and really just allow yourself to go down the current, knowing that you can confront and change whatever it is that you're afraid of at this time. The advice from your inner wisdom next week is the Knight of Wands. This is a card of freedom, adventure, movement. And I kind of feel like something far away is calling you, and it's time to listen to it. The Knight of Wands is also the card of foreigners, foreign places, or learning that occurs outside of what's familiar. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you is lovely Selene, the goddess of the moon. She reminds us that light is found in the dark. The moon is what illuminates the night. And it's so important that you're getting in touch with your instincts, your intuition, the deeper you. Selene is calling you back home to your authentic self, and you might have to confront some fears in order to access it. But once you really embrace your intuition, your inner self, and reconcile the shadows, reconcile the fear, well, then that new beginning can really happen. And that is this week. This week's Oracle, I should say. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always, get a reading with me at elliotoracle.com. I'm also available on YouTube at Elliot Oracle. That channel's been really growing lately, so thank you all for the kind support there. And sharing the video with friends really does help it access other people and new supporters. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week and that you're safe, happy, and healthy. So do take care.